Okay, shabby chic. The inside is stained. I don't think that would come out.
Hi everyone, Melissa here from Fresh Blooming Clothing, and I went to the Goodwill bins yesterday and I found a bunch of decent stuff. So the first time I checked out, it was $36.34. Focus, focus, focus. There we go. And the second time I checked out, it was only $11.97. So here we go. I'm not doing this in any particular order, so this isn't part of the first or the second. They're all just mixed up now. A Tory Burch tote. This is a shopping tote that they give you free when you go to their store. And I can normally sell these for about $4 to $10 depending on the condition. This one's used, you can tell it's used, but it is Tory Burch, which is super hot right now. So I'll probably get $4.99 to $5.99 out of it, and I paid a quarter. Next up, I'm gonna have to insert some footage because I found a ton of postal carrier costumes. And when I say costumes, I mean the actual clothing they fit. Uniforms. Uniforms would have been a better word. I don't think it's okay to resell the current uniforms since it is a governmental position, but I looked these up. These do tend to look like the older ones. I have to do more research, so that means I would be able to sell them as vintage because you can't impersonate a postal carrier, and that would be quite easy to do if you had their actual clothing. I don't think eBay allows you to sell that. So with that being said, here are some of the shirts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, there's more. 10, 11, 12. I think that's 12. 13, 14, 15. So I picked out 15. I'm gonna guess I put back another 15. So those were the shirts. So I found the shorts, skirts, and pants next. And because I was collecting them, people kept coming over to me saying, "Oh, I found one, do you want it?" Which was so nice. I love when people do that. So here are more. Some of them are new. And I did pick up the ones, this is like a skirt. I think they're all women 16, 18. So I really checked these back pleats because some of them had holes and the front has a pleat too. So I checked those. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10. So I got 10 shorts or skirts. And like I said, I put a ton back. They had pants there, like really heavy pants too, like almost snow pants in the same fabric, which was weird, and thinner pants, but we live in Florida. Although I'll be selling these worldwide, they were much heavier. So the shorts probably cost me $1, whereas the pants would have cost me for sure over that $2 mark. Okay, now on to some hard goods. And by hard goods, all I mean is, I'm sorry, I keep checking the viewfinder to make sure I'm in the picture. Hard goods just means anything other than like clothing and linens. And my Goodwill bins does this by the piece. sometimes. And sometimes people are like, okay, everything in your cart is $5. And there's no rhyme or reason. It just seems to be which cashier you got. And I got such a nice cashier this time. She's been there before. So she went a little easy on me, thankfully. Okay, so the first thing is Disney Parks. That meant it was sold in the parks. It's like an apple skull. I have to look them up, but I know anything Disney does fairly well. This is a kit of how to make a bunny door hanger, and this will be going straight to my 8-year-old niece in her Easter box. Next up, anything that I can use or sell, I pick up. So these things, the things that I use around the house, I have picked up toilet paper, tissues, cards and envelopes, anything like that, trash bags. I find there, I pick them up, they're cheaper than at the store, and I've even picked up shampoos and conditioners because they look new, they look clean. Our bins aren't sketchy looking, thankfully. So the next set is some file folders and a blue floral and some cards. I'll probably include those as thank you cards. Then I got a bunch of these envelopes. They're just a regular size envelope, and the backs have different things on them. Oh, you know what? Maybe that's the letter part of it. Oh, I think that's where you write the letter. But I'll be using the envelopes. We need envelopes all the time, so they're fun. Tissue paper. A gift wrap bag. This came from TJ Maxx, you can see. Or Marshall's, I guess, Home Goods. The sticker, part of the sticker. And this will also be for my niece. Her March box is almost full, thankfully. Okay. I realize Christmas isn't like 3 days away, but I found all of these, and each one is marked Lemax. I don't know if that'll be able to focus. And I looked them up, and they're still selling on eBay, and I'm going to say there's probably like 20 different little characters and scenes in here. There's a big one on the bottom. So they'll probably bring $20 to $30. Next up, little pom-poms on some trim. I'll wrap eBay packages with those. I always get, I love wrapping packages. I used to volunteer to wrap Christmas gifts back home in Pennsylvania when I was able to. And actually, I could still do that now if I found a mall. We don't have malls here too close, but I love wrapping. So anytime I get to wrap packages, eBay packages included, I like to make them pretty. And these will also be for my niece. They are a whole bunch of bendable characters. And the brand name is Ryan's Room, which I had never heard, but they look really well made. And I had found a small set of furniture at a thrift store the day before, and the thrift store was having half off all furniture. And even though the furniture was like this big, they gave me half off. So that was fun. So those will be for my niece. Okay, moving on. My cousin, her boys go to a church program where they need frontiersman outfits. I think that's what she said. So she asked me a while back, and this is the first thing I found. It's fake, obviously, and it's just a hat. It looks really clean, so I text her, and I'm going to be shipping this out to her. Some cars. These are marked. They are a Ford Mustang GT, and it says the scale is 1/38, and I learned that the scale is important for some reason. And this scale of the Toyota Celica is 1/34. I also found a truck that my husband claims, and I'll show you that at the end because it's being used in part of our decor right now. A Waverly Valance curtain. I'll probably get about $9.99 out of these. Sometimes if there's a set of them there, I'll put them on for like $24.99 to $34.99, but this is just the one. No stains, fresh. Definitely no cigarette smoke. That's good. Another good find. A mail carrier jacket. I'm bummed that they didn't have like 100 of these because I would have picked up all of them for sure. These go for like $50 to $100 maybe. And even though it has just a little bit of damage where the trim is, I think it's still good. I was really excited to find this. I love stuff like this. Quirky stuff. Next up is a women's Ralph Lauren. It's their older label. And this is it wool or merino wool? It's just wool. But it does have the monogram on the chest, and it's in really good shape. I did take my lint shaver over it, sweater shaver over it, and it came out perfect. It doesn't look shrunk. It's a 10. It's a good one. Next up is this. I'm guessing this is from the early 1990s when all things needed to be neon, but it's got the pink, it's got the orange, it's got the yellow, color blocking, this acid wash print. It's cool. I don't know what I'm going to be asking for that. Probably not much. I probably won't sell it for much, but it makes listing fun. Next up is Bowden. Thankfully, this time I went, there was more clothing out. Since I do like to sell clothing. It's just a skirt. Bowden's older label, which this is their older label, only has the UK size. So when you only see one size, this is a 12R, which is the UK size 12. So you drop it a size or 2 for the US. So this would normally mean it's a US 8. Bowden now puts both sizes on, but there's a tip for you. Pair of Tommy Hilfiger boxers that you could just tell they were new. They're still crispy. Again, maybe $4.99, $6.99. Just dropped all that. This will just probably be used for me. It's a SanDisk SD card. It's only a 2 GB, but I send pictures to my sister or my mom occasionally. I'll throw them on this. This is good to have. Okay. Give me a minute because I just dropped a bunch of stuff. Okay, if I got all of them. But there was an old light, and I should have taken a picture of the light, but everybody kept picking it up, putting it down. It's old, it's beaten. It wasn't a chandelier exactly, but it did have the chandelier crystals. And I know you can sell chandelier crystals. So some of them are this pretty oval teardrop, and some of them are a more traditional shape. Okay, my husband's home, so I wanted to make sure I said hello to him. Still have this stuff. So clothing there is $1.69. Hard goods are basically whatever they want to charge for them. And then linens are 50 cents a pound. So they let me put these 4 adult bibs under linens. They're brand new. If somebody had used these, you'd be able to tell. They're all reversible, and I know from working at retirement communities and from just being in them with my husband that older people do wear and need bibs. Actually, sometimes I need and wear a bib. Well, just something stuffed down my shirt, not an actual bib, though that would be helpful. So these were probably about a pound, so I paid 50 cents. And I like some of the prints. Anyway, it doesn't matter if I like the prints or not. Just a little point. If I can get $9.99 for that, I'd call it a win. Next up, this might be my favorite find, and only because I know this pattern. Somebody had this in their cart and they put it back. This is a very famous Pottery Barn pattern, and I'm guessing this is a runner. Though you could use this, it looks like somebody sewed it. You could probably use it as a valance, like a window topper, if you had those clips. But as is, it's a runner. It was really well done. And a while back, years and years ago, I sold a shower curtain in this print. I have to look up the print for $100. So I know this print is still doing well. It's such a pretty print. They took their inspiration from paint chips. Let's see if I can find here. And so you can kind of see like they're paint chippy, and then they have like different numbers. Which is really cool, and you're not focusing, but you get the idea. So perfect condition runner. It was probably a quarter, so this might be my best find of the day as well. Then I got some fabrics. I don't normally do that, but these were really cool. I'm guessing the same person donated them because they look like they might be also making these into runners. So it's kind of got a agate slice organic pattern on it. And I bought some toile fabric, and there's a lot of it here, but again, it is cut. Is it? Oh no, this one's not cut. Okay, so I'd have to measure, but I'm gonna guess there's probably 4 or 5 yards here, and it's fairly heavy. But toile always does pretty well for me. Okay, next up, little thing of paper. It's a receipt, obviously, for receipts for cash registers, but I'm just going to send it to my niece. I think I have a whole bunch of stickers to send her and scrapbooking supplies and stuff, so I think this would be a fun thing for an 8-year-old. Okay, show you one of them. This is from a scrapbooking company called Creative Memories. I've sold their things in the past and done well with them. So basically you can put little scraps of paper in them. You can even use these to trace different circles. And there is a bag of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's a pink one, a red one, and then the rest are clear. And a few of them actually have paper in them too. So I'll leave the little papers in there, but you can see they're perfect for paper keeping your scraps. I didn't look them up, but I knew enough to pick them up. And we're getting down to the end. So some more clothes. Sorry about that. This is new with tags. It's Columbia, but it's embroidered, so it's a custom piece. And I say custom kind of shaking my head because this is a fairly well-known company. So I think it'll be okay if somebody just wanted to wear it even fishing or something. It doesn't detract too much. Distract. And it retailed for $50, and I definitely got this for under £1, so I'm guessing I paid about $1 for it. This is very itchy. I'm one of those people who like to wear very soft, smooth cotton. So this is hand knit. I saw a whole bunch of hand knit sweaters. Somebody donated a whole bunch, which is a shame because it's a lot of work to hand knit a sweater. And this one is mohair, or at least a mohair blend. And you can tell that by how fuzzy it is. Mohair has a really fuzzy nap to it. So I will just advertise this as a mohair wool sweater. Mohair sells. Look at it. Actually, maybe I can like insert somewhere. That would be fancy. Some of the solds and completes from eBay. Okay, this is my favorite piece. The Pottery Barn thing was a fun find because I knew what it was and not too many other people would have. But this is my favorite. I used to have a bedazzler, and that's what this reminds me of somehow. Somebody like, obviously it's the company doing it, it's not somebody, but bedazzled the heck out of this and added shiny beads and flat beads and embroidery and gemstones and acid wash and shoulder pads. So the company is just called Club Z, and it's an extra large. If somebody was going to like an 80s or 90s party. I have to figure out which one of these decades they are. This would be so good with like stirrups. So there you go. And last, not last, close to last, vintage Lily Pulitzer. This is their 90s label, so not their current label, but I loved this. It did have one teeny little mark on it that I saw. Hopefully I'll be able to find it again, but I'll look up the print. This will be an easy print to look up. It has monkeys holding horns, and you can easily see Lily in the print there. And they're just drawstring lightweight pants. I'd probably wear these just like around the house, but you could definitely wear them to the beach or even out. Okay, excuse me. And last up is something they gave to me for the linen price instead of the clothing price. And it is a custom, let me show you the Ishakti. And I know Ishakti stuff can be customized, and this is customized. I'm sure the person added these sleeves and picked out the fabrics, and you can usually design the neckline. And it's kind of like more fitted at the waist. And then it flares out into this giant, wish you could see it, it's so big. And for being in the bins, I didn't see a single mark. Not a single mark. And it's fully lined. I'll have to try it on. I'm guessing it's probably an extra large-ish, but I'll give measurements. When things are custom, I usually just give the measurements. And this brand has a following, so pretty. So all this stuff was 36, and what did I say? 12. So $48. I stayed under the $50 mark, and I got a lot of good stuff. Oh, and I wanted to show you one last thing. So I'm gonna have to undo the tripod, so stick with me here. This little truck is what I found. I found a car, a second car, and this truck, and my husband said that's a 1969 because his dad had one of them. So we put a little Christmas tree on the back, but he fit in our Christmas decor quite well, so we'll keep him there for a while.
Okay, shabby chic. The inside is stained. I don't think that would come out.
Thanks for watching and have a great holiday.